Travelling thousands of miles from Middlesbrough and arriving at Manila 32 hours later, what is it that drives Christians to the mission field? To then hop on a bus to a small barangay village back at Norton, being literally in the heart of the Philippines, no tourism, no Western people, welcome to the Philippines. Ruth and Andrew Newlove are two missionaries that permanently live in this little town and are the only white people to be found for miles. A team of Teesside women from Amazing Grace Church went over to experience life as a modern-day missionary with them. We followed them along their journey.
So my name is Sharon Scott and I'm married to Darren and I have two children, Hannah who's 18 and Sam who's 13. As a group we went to stay, one of the ladies that went with us, her daughter and son-in-law lived there with their three girls and they're classed I suppose as permanent missionaries there at the moment. So we went to help them with the work that they're doing there. They help to run a small church which is mainly full of teenagers, boys and girls, and we went to help them in their work there and just to bless those young people and to pray with them and to teach them stuff. But we also did a ladies' conference there for 2 days where it was very, very set. What we got planned there was it was going to be called Band of Sisters Ladies Conference, and invites had already been sent out ahead of time to ladies across that area of the Philippines, inviting them to come to this ladies' conference. And we were going to be teaching them on the Holy Spirit and on the grace of God and on the gifts of the Holy Spirit and various things, as well as practically encourage them in dance and crafts and just having fun with them and sharing food with them. I think it went really well. They seemed to really enjoy it and there was a lot of response, you know, in one-to-one conversations with people afterwards, just that general response. They were so welcoming of us and seemed to be hungry to hear and receive what we'd gone to give them. And actually I think the truth is that we probably received more from them than they did from us, but they wouldn't have realised that. But they were so humble and loving and welcoming, and you know, no judgments or no suspicion of us at all. It was a really beautiful thing to see. So I think, you know, we made friendships both ways. They blessed us as well as us blessing them. Probably the lady that I remember the most is one lady who I've even been in touch with a little bit since being there. And she was one of the main female pastors in that area, and she had a beautiful name. Her name was Pastor Mercy, and she spoke really good English. She was very well travelled. She'd spent quite a few years in Scotland, and was now helping to run a church, and she'd brought loads of women and teenage girls from her church to the conference. So some of my favourite memories really is lunchtime, just sharing food with her and some of the ladies that she'd brought with her and just chatting to her, getting to know her, and yeah, it was just a lovely thing to be able to do. So another lovely thing that happened when I was there was previous to going about 3 years ago, Ruth and Andrew, who were the missionaries who currently live there, they'd come to visit our church. And they were telling us about a young lad called Janelle that they'd basically adopted into their family. He'd had a very, very bad childhood and been rejected by his family and hadn't had any education and, you know, really needed looking after. And so they took him in to their house and started looking after him and sending him to school as well. And a few days after hearing about him, I just felt God was bringing him back to mind, and I felt that it would be the right thing to sponsor him, to basically send them money to help them support him, feed him, clothe him, send him to school, and you know, any needs that he had. So you know, as a family we'd been sponsoring him for about 3 years, and then when we actually went to the Philippines we were able to meet him, and well, I was able to meet him and, you know, get to know him a little bit and sort of put a face to the name and just see, you know, what a lovely young lad he's grown into. He's so thoughtful and helpful and considerate of people and hungry really to know more about God, and he's trying to get through his education so that he can then train to be a pastor of a church. So it's just, it's just a nice bonus really to feel that we've been a part of what's going on in his life. Yeah. One of the things that I found strange though was, even though we were like so far away from England, was that nearly all the signposts were written in English, whereas most people in the Philippines don't speak English. So I just found that fascinating really. I would love to go there again. Before leaving, I think I realised that if I ever got called to be somewhere like that now, long term, to live there, I felt like, yes, I could do that now. I felt like it's just opened up, so many more opportunities for my future. So I'm looking forward to how that pans out.